Hello and welcome to the CIF North Coast Oakland Wrestling Championships on PlayOnSports.com. It's the PlayOnSports.com matchup show now, as our matches, as you can see, are already getting started. Real quick, this is the first match of our round-robin tournament featuring Juanita Solano of Oakland Tech in the yellow versus Malik Lawrence of Skyline wearing the red here. And I'm Sonny Beaupre here with Josh Eisenman bringing you today's action, once again from the CIF North Coast Oakland Wrestling Championships. As this match has started off already, we've got 2 points for Skyline's wrestler, that is Malik Lawrence.
Yeah, Malik Lawrence taking an early right off the bat, right as we were starting our show here. Just got under real quick, got a quick pin, and maybe he's close to getting another one here if he can keep her in bounds.
And it does look like he has completed the pin over Juanita Solano of Oakland Tech High School. And that's the end of our first match already here today. A nice win there for Malik Lawrence of Skyline High School. He got the pinfall on that match. He already had a 5-0 lead before he made that happen. A very quick match here to start off our action from Oakland Tech High School for the CIF North Coast Oakland Wrestling Championships. That was the first match of our round-robin tournament in the 140-pound weight class.
Yeah, the 140-pound weight class. What we're going to do here today, this morning, we'll start with the round robins, and we'll work our way over to semifinals. From there, we'll go from round 2 of the round robins, and then we will start with some of the championship matches. We have 3 schools here today, the Skyline Titans, the Castlemont Knights, and the Oakland Tech Bulldogs.
170-pound weight class of our round robin tournament here. Once again, I'm Sonny Beaupre here with Josh Eisenman from Oakland Tech High School today. And PlayOnSports.com bringing you coverage from all over the state of California today for events happening. We've got basketball, we've got wrestling happening all over the state today.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on today.
Our second matchup of our action here today gets started.
Who got the single leg, gets him down to the ground.
That's a takedown, 2 points for red. I cannot find our indicators to see which wrestler is which at this point. That's an escape there for the opposing wrestler.
You can tell, though, there he was just a little overmatched. Definitely had to get away from him, kind of reset, get a good neutral position started.
Another takedown there for our red wrestler. Once again, this is Thomas Logwood versus Mac Cheney, both of Castlemont High School.
That's close to a pin. If he can get that other shoulder down, he's still twisted, might not be able to finish it.
He's got him in a headlock. We're at a near fall situation here. Referee getting
just
in there, trying to
turn
find
him
out.
over. Spins him a little too far. Can't keep him down. That might be it right there.
Referee taking a close look, trying to find out where this is happening. Our blue wrestler fighting very hard to avoid the pinfall here.
Yeah, not giving an inch here.
Doing a very good job of it. And now it looks like he's almost getting completely turned over to his front side. Not quite yet. This match continues. It is currently a 4-1 advantage for our red wrestler.
Well, one of the things you have in this round-robin tournament, how much energy do you want to expend in the first round, knowing you may have to go up and get upright again and continue through this tough bracket that's going to be here this morning?
And there is the pinfall for the red wrestler. He will take the victory, a very decided victory over his own teammate at Castlemont. Still not quite sure who got the win there, Thomas Logwood or Mac Cheney, We were not shown which wrestler was which when that match started. Hopefully we won't have too much of a problem with that today. That's the first round of the 170-pound round-robin tournament. Now coming up is the first round of our 197 class. It will feature Devontae Kennan of Oakland Tech versus his own teammate, Justice Thornton of Oakland Tech. I really wish we could find out which wrestler was which in this case. They are both from the same school. Of course, it is impossible to tell who is who without personally knowing these guys or being indicated who is who. Now, you got to imagine in a matchup like these wrestlers know each other. They wrestle each other in practice every day. They were from the same school.
Yeah, they've been with each other, throughout the whole season, even seasons before that. And that's why you kind of see a lot of hand fighting at the beginning of these, because they're trying to feel each other out. Are they going to do what they've always been doing in practice, their same kind of routine, or are they going to mix it up now that they're in a match against each other? It's fun to watch.
Very interesting how you approach these matches with, again, these are your friends, your teammates. You know these guys very well, and we might see a lot of this happening today. It's a stalemate so far early on in this match between Thomas Logwood and, this is Devontae Kennan and Justice Thornton, both of Oakland Tech.
Yeah, but, sometimes these also make for the best matches. You got a brother or sister you're trying to be a little more competitive with. You spend time with them every day, so you want to beat them a little bit more than just a regular opponent. Exactly,
and the intensity is raised just a little bit higher, especially in a sport like wrestling. It's not a team sport, per se. You're out there by yourself, one-on-one with somebody else, and often you have to wrestle somebody from your own quote-unquote team, and that's one of the situations we have here today. We might see a lot more of this as well.
Yeah, especially in a CIF North Coast kind of situation. You get a lot of team-on-team wrestling, even different genders wrestling together.
Exactly, like we've already seen today. So far, this matchup has been going on for a little over 2 minutes. It's still a deadlocked at 0-0. Neither wrestler able to gain the advantage so far. The 197 weight class here in the round-robin tournament. This is Devontae Kennan and Justice Thornton, both of Oakland Tech. And the referee has to stop the match, and he's resetting the players now, trying to tell them, we got to make something happen here. This is you guys just kind of falling around the mats a little bit. Let's get some action going.
I see a lot of hand play there, so kind of just wanted to warn him, hey, you guys are stalling a little bit. We got to keep this thing moving kind of deal.
Yeah.
Oh, trying to get his arm in a lock there and flip him. Now
they're going to give 2 points.
To the red wrestler there.
Looks like there's some confusion out there.
Picking positions here for round 2. Deciding whether or not they want to take their position now or defer to the next round.
Exactly. Our red wrestler has the 2-0 lead now in this match. And I believe he will be taking the up position. And give a point to blue for the escape there.
That was excellent. Real quick, didn't waste any time getting up. But the yellow wrestler here didn't really take the advantage of being on top of him and keeping him down there. Kind of let him up pretty quickly. So maybe he doesn't like to stay on the ground as much. Maybe he's more of a stand-up kind of wrestler.
Maybe part of his technique, giving up the 1 point so that he might have the ability or the advantage, take advantage of the opportunity to score another takedown and get the 2 points there. Once again, Devontae Kennan and Justice Thornton, both of Oakland Tech, going at it right now. Very physical match in the 197 round robin, the first match of this round. And there's a takedown for red. 2 more points.
Yep, got on top of him. You could tell they were kind of stalemated there for a minute. One finally had to give up his footing and make a move.
Now trying to gain position. Could not get him on his back, which looks like that's what he tried to do there, but he still has the advantage over him. Now, as a coach for these guys, you coach both these guys. How do you go about, you're trying to give both guys pointers while they're out there in the heat of the match. It's very difficult. There's an escape there for Blue. He'll get a point on that.
It's an excellent escape there. Yeah, I don't know how you do this as a coach. This has got to be one of the toughest things, to give somebody advice, but can you give one? Can you favor one over the other? Do you take the guy who maybe has a better chance to win? This is tough to do for a coach, I believe.
All right, so we figured out who our wrestlers are. Justice Thornton is our blue wrestler, who is currently losing right now to, Justice Thornton is our red wrestler. Justice Thornton is our red wrestler. He has a 5-1 advantage over Devontae Kennan at this time. This match is coming to an end, and there it is. Time has run out on the round. So we'll move on to the next round here.
Got a 5-1 score right now, Red Wrestler.
Devontae Kennan is the Red Wrestler with a 5-1 lead over Justice Thornton, who is our Blue Wrestler.
It looks like there's going to be a timeout here. Headgear came off, and we got to get that placed back on.
Yeah, I want to go back to this discussion, though, about the coaches and how they go about this, because these are, both of these wrestlers are your wrestlers as a coach. And, of course, you're watching the match from just off screen, off the mat. I mean, you're yelling out pointers for your wrestler, but both of these guys are your wrestler. Like, it's very difficult to and I'd imagine as a wrestler out there, you're hearing your coach yell pointers for either yourself or your classmate here, your teammate, if you will. It's a really tough situation for everybody involved.
What I have seen in this situation in other sports is where a head coach will take one guy and an assistant coach will take another guy, and the coaches will kind of be competing against each other as well. Of, okay, I'm going to coach my guy better than you'll coach your guy. And it's kind of another ultra-competitive thing that coaches can do, and that way both sides still getting coaching and still getting thorough coaching from both sides. There's no favoritism or anything like that. I've seen stuff like that happen and work, and maybe you'll see that more here as especially the Tech guys face off here on their home campus.
And our third round of this match gets started. Devontae Kennan currently with a 5-1 lead over his teammate Justice Thornton.
Going for a low takedown there, trying to come over and flip him. Might have him at least pinned to the front. Couldn't flip him to the back like he wanted to, though, and now lost the advantage.
And they give the takedown there to Justice Thornton, trying to find his way back in, and it looks like somebody just took a hit to the face. Not quite sure.
Yeah, trying to flail, get out of that, and it looks like he took a shot to the nose.
Devontae Kennan took a shot to the nose in that battle. He got a point for the escape there. So Devontae Kennan is our red wrestler. I figured that out. He is wearing the yellow singlet, the golden singlet, if you will. And Justice Thornton is our blue wrestler. He is wearing the purple singlet.
Well, you can tell Thornton there was nothing done on purpose, just trying to get out of it, and ended up kind of taking a hand to the nose there, Devontae. And just bad place, bad time, nothing malicious about that.
Absolutely not. Devontae Kennan now down 6-3 in the third round of this matchup here with his teammate Justice Thornton in the 197 weight class in the first match of this round-robin tournament.
And one of the storylines that we have to talk about is the original referees who were supposed to ref this game never actually came into the building or appeared. So we got some coaches reffing and some people who maybe didn't think they were going to ref. Probably are qualified to ref, though, but we want to see how that ends up playing in the match as well. We saw the confusion a little bit earlier over a call already.
Some looks like we have a volunteer referee coming in early on in our matchups today. And there was, like you said, there was some confusion early on. And that could be a result of the fact that the actual referees are not here today. We weren't really given an explanation. They just haven't shown up. Nobody's heard from them, which can be a big problem. Yeah, right.
We haven't even heard either way where they are.
Yeah,
so.
we didn't hit any traffic getting here, coming out from further East Bay. But who knows? Maybe the roads got log jammed after we left our homes to get here today.
Yeah, we're here at Oakland Tech High School, Oakland, California.
Once again, I'm Sonny Beaupry with Josh Eisenman for PlayOnSports.com, your home for high school sports.
It looks like these two are ready to get back at it here.
Once again, Devontae Kennan, now we have realized, is wearing the purple singlet versus his teammate from Oakland Tech, Justice Thornton, wearing the golden singlet. Thornton currently has the lead in the third round of this matchup, 6-3. They start from the neutral position.
If there's one thing that'll get Thornton motivated to finish this match, it's getting hit right in the schnoz, right? Nothing motivates you to fight a little harder like taking it to the face.
From your own teammate, nonetheless.
Yeah. So any kind feelings or any taking it easy, I think, went out the window after that. Kind of a stutter step there by Thornton, kind of stomping, going down to try to get him out of position when he tries to take a defense on a move he doesn't make.
You know, when we start to see some of these bigger guys get at it, like we are currently in the 197 weight class, footwork tends to be a bigger play in a game like this. You know, whichever guy, these are both big guys, whichever guy has better footwork has the advantage usually. So that stutter step there might be a move by Kenan to try to take the advantage.
Footwork and balance. Balance is such an important part when you start getting to these bigger guys and having that much weight up top. You have to be able to shift it around and move it around well and keep it upright, and that gets harder as you go up in the weight classes.
So Kenan wearing the golden singlet. Once again, he's our red wrestler, has a 6-3 advantage. We are down to about less than 10 seconds remaining in this third round, I believe, which would be the end of the match. Volunteer referee being coached here by somebody who is obviously in charge here. We heard him make announcements to the crowd earlier today when we realized that we didn't have the official referees here today. So
yeah,
we see our counter on the mat as well. He is there to indicate that we are down within 10 seconds of this match ending. And that is the end of the match. Everybody giving these two wrestlers a round of applause for a very physical, very intense matchup there. You got to say, like you talked about earlier, exerting that much energy early on in today could hurt these guys.
Well, you could see towards the end of round 3 how they were pushing each other out of bounds a little more, getting out of bounds, staying out of bounds a little longer before they came back to the neutral position. They were getting tired there at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like Justice Thornton took the win on that one. Once we get a break, we're gonna see if we can find a better way to find out exactly who our wrestlers are, because if we have a lot of these issues of wrestlers from the same school wrestling against each other, it's very hard to find out who is who actually. So we'll do our best for you, those of you logged on and watching our coverage here at PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. Once again, we're here today at Oakland Tech High School for the CIF North Coast Oakland Wrestling Championships, featuring wrestlers from Oakland Tech High School, of course, Skyline High School, and Castlemont High School, all from Oakland, California. Looks like now we're about to move up to the real big boys, the 287 weight class. The round robin continues here. It looks like we're going to see Jordan Stubblefield of Skyline versus Tavita Lavaca of Castlemont. These truly are the big boys here today. As you can see them stepping onto your screen right about now, this is no joke. Jordan Stubblefield of Skyline wearing the red singlet, and Tavito Lavaca of Castlemont wearing the purple singlet.
And if I told you Stubblefield was a freshman, would you believe me?
Wow.
14, 15 years old, already up, at least on the website, listed at 285. 287 for this match here today.
He takes the early advantage, gets 2 points for the takedown there over Lavaca. Stubblefield kind of riding Lavaca there like a rodeo.
Yeah, Lavaca trying to find a good way to get out of this, and it seems like right now Stubblefield's just kind of holding his ground and letting him make the move to try to escape.
A 2-0 advantage for Stubblefield, and referee gives a point to Lavaca there. Stubblefield now with a 2-1 advantage here in the first round. Stubblefield from on top. This gives Lavaca the opportunity to get a point for the escape, although he not having any success trying to do that against Stubblefield early on in this matchup. And there's a definitive height advantage here for Lavaca. He's not able to seem to take advantage of it.
Yeah, well, height advantage or disadvantage, sometimes a bigger height gives you more to grab onto and more to kind of, have to maneuver as a wrestler, so. Looks like that's the locking hands call. Your You're not allowed to wrap your hands, arms, or fingers around the opponent unless they're in a near fall situation. It looks like he keeps trying to grab the leg and kind of lock his hands there, and I know you're not allowed to do that.
So with that being the situation, and the referee explaining the rule now to Stubblefield, that's the second time that's happened in this match. They're going to give the point to Lavaca because of that. Lavaca will start off. You can see he's very tired. He's very winded here in the first round, and not a surprise. These are big guys, and it doesn't take a lot to get these guys winded, especially when you pit them against each other like that. Still in the first round, now we have a 2-2 tie.
That looks like the referee's going to put him back in the neutral position instead of giving somebody an advantage.
And a correction on the score, they've given Lavaca a 3-2 advantage now. Lavaca, of course, once again wearing the purple singlet from Castlemont versus Jordan Stubblefield of Skyline. The Skyline Titans wearing the red singlet. 3-2 advantage for Lavaca at this time in the first round. And referee indicates 2 points for Stubblefield for the takedown right there, and he will take a 4-3 advantage now here in the first round. And a nice escape. They will give the escape there to Lavaca, and that is the end of the first round. Nice move there by Lavaca to roll out of the grip of Stubblefield right there. And going into the second round, we have a 4-4 tie.
Yeah, that was real good. He wasn't able to do that the whole round till the end, but when he did, it was a clean escape. No questions about that.
And came in just in time, just as the round was coming to an end. He got the escape in there before the end of the round. So, looks like the referees giving these guys a chance to catch their breath a little bit. They are very tired.
Well, when you see Stubblefield so far in the first round, a lot of the points that Lavaca ended up picking up were kind of self-inflicted points. So we got to see if Stubblefield can cut out some of the locking hands. Maybe he can take advantage in this round.
He will start with an advantageous position on top of Lavaca. Lavaca gets another point for the escape there, and now he seems to have found a weakness in Stubblefield's game. If Stubblefield can't lock his arms around Lavaca, he's not able to hold on to him.
I was going to say, is Lavaca is now kind of letting Stubblefield be the aggressor, knowing that he can escape without the locking arms?
Stubblefield gets around Lavaca there for the takedown, gets 2 points, and takes a 6-5 advantage now here in the second round. At this point, these guys are very tired. You can see it on Lavaca's face. He is winded. I saw it at the end of the first round, and then there's a reversal there for Lavaca. He'll get 2 points. For the reversal, he'll take a 7-6 advantage, and we've seen many, many lead changes already in this match.
Yeah, Lavaca being very patient, letting Stubblefield come at him and just countering whatever move he makes.
And Lavaca kind of put himself in a terrible position there. He gets pinned as he tried to turn Stubblefield around on top of himself, but ended up putting Stubblefield on top of him with his back against the mat, and that will give the match to Jordan Stubblefield of Skyline in a very intense matchup between these two wrestlers as they embrace at the end of the match. Your winner, Jordan Stubblefield, by pinfall. Great matchup by these two guys. That was fun to watch.
That was an excellent match. You know, though, the way it ended, Lavaca's just seething at it because he kind of put himself in that pinning position there at the end trying to pull back on him. And it was a well-fought match, though. It's one of the more exciting matches we've seen so far today.
And that was just the first couple of matches from our round-robin tournament. Now we will move on to the semifinals of our championship bracket. We'll start off at the bottom of the weight class in the 127 weight class. We'll have Alfredo Lira of Skyline versus Raymond Chen of Oakland Tech. Now, Alfredo Lira of Skyline will be wearing the golden singlet here. We are in the semifinal. Excuse me. We are skipping over the 127s here. We're going to the 147s. The semifinals of the 147s, and we're going to have Chris Johnson of Castlemont here versus Connor Prime of Oakland Tech. Connor Prime wearing the purple singlet, and Chris Johnson of Castlemont wearing. Excuse me, I got that mixed around. Chris Johnson of Castlemont wearing the purple singlet, and Connor Prime wearing the golden singlet here. So Chris Johnson of Castlemont versus Connor Prime of Oakland Tech in the first semifinal of the 147 weight class here. And that is an early takedown for Chris Johnson of Castlemont. He'll get 2 points for that.
Yep, Johnson jumping on his opponent quick, getting the quick takedown, putting an advantage. Got out of bounds.
They go out of bounds there. I didn't see where they gave the 2 points to Connor Prime, but he did get 2 points as well. We have a 2-2 matchup. Excuse me, the referee's going to go and make a change here.
There we go. I was going to say, I don't think Connor Prime did anything yet to elicit 1 point, much less 2 points out of the match.
I believe what happened was the referee signaled the 2 points to the wrong wrestler. He probably lifted his blue sweatband, indicating points for Connor Prime. But they do give the point to Connor Prime there for the escape. That's 1 point now. It's a 2-1 advantage for Chris Johnson of Castlemont. Once again in the purple singlet versus Connor Prime of Oakland Tech in the golden singlet. And Connor Prime attempting to get the takedown on Johnson there did not work out in his favor. Instead, Johnson turns it around and gets the takedown against Prime, furthering his advantage currently 4-1. Connor Prime gets the escape as they come back up head-to-head grappling position. Chris Johnson trying to get low and gets the takedown, although they go out of bounds. He will not get credit for the takedown. They will start off in a neutral position. Great matchup between these two wrestlers so far, Josh.
Right now, Connor Prime, though, taking some shots. He's had some big takedowns, whether they were for points or not. That's got to affect him for his stamina going on later in this round.
Absolutely. Current score, as you can see on your screen there, is Chris Johnson with a 4-2 advantage over Connor Prime. Chris Johnson gets the takedown, and they do stay in just enough to get the points for Chris Johnson, and then they go out of bounds. 2 points for Chris Johnson. Another takedown now takes a 6-2 advantage over Connor Prime.
Yeah, Chris Johnson is just using his strength and taking Prime to the ground, takedown every single time, lifting him up and putting him back down. I don't know how much more abuse you can take.
Connor Prime will start in the lower position here. Chris Johnson will take over on top of him. Still in the first round of this 147-pound semifinal match. Connor Prime gets the escape. No point awarded yet, because he might get the reversal, or he might not fully get the escape. Chris Johnson doing a good job of hanging on to Connor Prime there.
So tables turned there pretty quick.
No points awarded either way as we come down to the final seconds of this first round, and that's how the first round will end. A score of 6-2 in advantage for Chris Johnson of Castlemont over Connor Prime of Oakland Tech. We'll move on to round two as these two guys are going at it right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Just because it's a lower weight class doesn't mean there's less effort put in. These guys are flying around the mat. What we got to see, though, is if Connor Prime, if he can try to get a little more aggressive, see if he can get his opponent in a position to take advantage of, because right now we just haven't seen much of that. Absolutely.
And I think a point that you brought up earlier, that being taller isn't exactly advantage in a matchup like in any matchup in wrestling, because it comes down to having a lower center of gravity. Who can get leverage on the other person, and being tall and lanky is not exactly an advantage over your opponent.
Exactly. Better to be a little shorter, a little smaller, a little more slippery, harder to hold on to. So, especially in wrestling, you'll see necessarily being the biggest doesn't always give you the best results.
Absolutely not. So here comes the beginning of the second round here. We've got Chris Johnson of Castlemont in the purple singlet versus Connor Prime of Oakland Tech in the golden singlet. Chris Johnson currently with a 6-3 advantage over Connor Prime. Connor Prime almost with a takedown there, could not quite take Chris Johnson's balance away from him, as they are now at a neutral position, grappling with each other. Chris Johnson sweeps for the leg, gets a hold of it, trying to get the takedown. And Connor Prime
looks like he's going to get it, too. Oh.
Connor Prime doing everything he can to stay out of the grip, but there it is, 2 points for Chris Johnson for the takedown. Now Chris Johnson trying to turn him over, trying to get him on his back. Connor Prime just trying to stay out of the position. He's halfway there right now. Referee taking a close look, and that might be it.
Looks like, no, he's keeping his back off that. He's down there, though.
There it is, the pin for Chris Johnson. He defeats Connor Prime by pinfall. That was our first matchup in the semifinal round of the 147 weight class. A decided victory for Chris Johnson of Castlemont over Connor Prime of Oakland Tech.
Yeah, no real contest there. Connor Prime never got the aggressive position he needed to be able to make any moves in that match, and kind of continued to pay the price as it kept going.
So Chris Johnson will move on to the championship round of the 147 weight class now. Excuse me, Chris Johnson of Castlemont. And coming up next is the other semifinal match of the 147 weight class. It'll be Javon Mabon of Skyline versus Sean Dermody of Oakland Tech. Javon Mabon of Skyline wearing the red singlet, and Sean Dermody of Oakland Tech wearing the purple singlet. And immediately, Mabon goes for the leg.
Don't hold back at all, huh?
And gets it. He gets the takedown over Sean Dermody of Oakland Tech. Nice move to start off the match there by Mabon.
There will be no delays or stalling in this match, I don't think. Both guys went at it right at the whistle.
And Mabon has one arm around Dermody's head and the other one around his leg, trying to get the pin early here in the first round. Both guys, and almost turned it around. Dermody nearly turned it around on Mabon.
Almost got the reversal. Looks like he's going to get the pin, though.
And that will be it. A very quick match there between Javon Mabon of Skyline and Sean Dermody of Oakland Tech. Mabon immediately, right off the whistle, went for the leg, got it. Once he had the leg, he got one arm around the head, and that was all for Sean Dermody of Oakland Tech. A very quick win there for Javon Mabon of Skyline. Great technical wrestling there by Mabon.
Great technical, aggressive wrestling. Holy cow. These guys just went at it real quick, and you saw them flipping a couple times trying to get the reversal. They were going all out, going for the kill early on. They did not want that match to drag out.
Absolutely not. Great effort there by Dermody to almost turn around on Mabon, but could not get it turned all the way around. And that will do it. So I believe now we'll move on to the 220-pound weight class for the semifinals there.
But that's going to be a fun one to watch. So going back to the 147 for just a minute, Chris Johnson, Javon Mabon, that's going to be a fun one to watch.
That will be a very we'll see if Mabon's technique of attacking fast and quick. And I mean, the other thing you got to look at there is Mabon's match less than 30 seconds, I believe, while Chris Johnson's match went late into the second round. Is that an advantage for Mabon over Johnson?
Yeah, and we'll have to see. I mean, obviously, he's walking by our table. He doesn't look very winded at this point, so while Johnson obviously looked pretty tired. So we'll see if stamina plays a part in it, and we'll see how long the rest of these matches go, how much breathing room these guys get before the final round.
Great point there. So now to start off our 220-pound semifinal bracket here, we've got Ben Carter of Oakland Tech in the gold singlet versus Jeremiah Phillips of Castlemont in the purple singlet. Now they're ready to go. Referee's not even there yet. He hasn't checked them out, and they were ready to go. But referee has to come in, check them out, and shake their hands before they can get started. Here we go. Ben Carter of Oakland Tech versus Jeremiah Phillips in the 220-pound semifinal bracket here. Ben Carter went for the legs.
Ben went low and just tried to get all of those thighs and flip them over a little bit there.
Jeremiah Phillips fell right on top of him and now has Carter in a very bad position here. Carter with his back to the mat, referee looking for the pin, and there it is, another quick matchup there. Ben Carter falls underneath Jeremiah Phillips of Castlemont, who will take the win by pinfall very early in that first round. And there we saw the technique used by Mabon in just the match prior to, where Carter went straight for the legs right off the whistle. Did not work out so well for him this time around.
Well, yeah, and that's what you got to, it's a trade-off of being aggressive. You're the first one to strike, but you could also be the first one to get flipped and get in a position where you don't need to be. So it's obviously a high-risk reward kind of position. And, if you see it, it's the guys who don't want to drag out the match. Looking at the guy, maybe they not as much in shape, maybe whatever, but they want to end the match quickly one way or another, and they want to take their chance early.
And we'll see our second matchup of this semifinal bracket in the 220-pound weight class. We'll have Dejon Hill of Castlemont in the purple singlet versus Shane Smith of Skyline in the red singlet. See a little bit of hand fighting to start here, and then Shane Smith goes for the legs, and he gets it. That's going to be a takedown for Shane Smith. He'll get 2 points for that right there. Dejon Hill tried to escape, but he could not. Shane Smith attacking, grabbing the ankle, grabbing the head, doing everything he can to keep him down.
Shane Smith has got a great grip so far. Everything he has grabbed, he has not let go of, and the other guy has not been able to get out of it. Hill has not been able to get out of it. He's got such a good grip, such strong hands.
As the action goes out of bounds, they will bring them back. They will put Dejon Hill on the ground and Shane Smith on top of him to start it off here. Still in the first round, a 2-0 advantage for Shane Smith of Skyline. Not allowing him to escape at all.
And you see the way he's grabbing his ankles every time he looks to make an escape. If you can't use your ankles and you can't use your footwork to escape, the guy's got that good of a grip, it's not going to work. It's excellent technique thus far.
And the action goes out of bounds once again. Yeah, if you're strong enough, if your upper body's strong enough to hold on to a guy's leg and he can't pull away from you, that's a big advantage here. And that's exactly what Shane Smith is doing. Every time the action starts, he grabs onto one of those ankles and does not allow him to get his balance. Because for an escape, you have to have your leg. You have to have some balance. And Shane Smith is not allowing Dejon Hill to have that at all.
Yeah, I mean, imagine somebody grabbing your ankles while you're trying to jump or trying to walk or trying to move. That's what's going on here. And there's no balance. You're going to stay on the floor. And that's exactly where Shane Smith wants Hill, is keeping him down on that mat.
Yeah, the advantage I'm seeing here right now is Shane Smith's upper body strength just dominating Dejon Hill right now and has him in a very bad position. It's still only 2-0 advantage for Shane Smith, but that's how the match will end, by pinfall in favor of Shane Smith, who really dominated that match. Dejon Hill never seemed to have any sort of advantage at all. And now he seems a little stunned. You can see it in his face. He is a little winded, he may have been hit in the eye there. He can't really see where he's going right now.
Yeah, kind of being pointed to the opposing coaches, going, shake these guys' hands, because that's where they are. He may have gotten hit in the eye there at the end. I'm not sure. He's favoring it, though, pretty good.
Yeah, he's definitely looking. He's definitely holding his hand up to his face. But no complaints to the referee there. It was all within fair game.
And heck of a match by Shane Smith. I mean, that was one of the more dominant matches that we've seen so far today. He didn't give Dejon Hill any breathing room at all.
Absolutely not. So the championship match for the 220-pound weight class will be Jeremiah Phillips of Castlemont versus Shane Smith of Skyline. We just saw those two fighters go at it. Now, looks like we're going to the 170-pound weight class of the round robin, going back to the round robin. It's going to be, it looks like Hadam Alaskari of Skyline versus Juanita Solano of Oakland Tech. That is our matchup. It's back to the round robin, the 140-pound weight class round robin. And the pinfall goes to Hadam Alaskari of Skyline. Juanita Solano of Oakland Tech pinfalled within the first 30 seconds of this match here. Hadam Alaskari with the win by pinfall. It looks like, yes, that is in fact a call there. Great sportsmanship by these wrestlers here today.
And the one thing we have seen so far in all these matches is everybody involved seems to be having a lot of fun. Maybe the Solano and the referee, maybe coaches or somewhat related or something, because they seem to be trash-talking each other more than the
actual wrestlers. Yeah.
But that being said, the referee's been doing a pretty good job so far, just being thrown into this mix the way he was.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like he was a little frustrated, a little flustered early on, but after a couple matches in, he seems to be getting a hold of himself and what's going on here, getting a hold of the action. Looks like we have a break in the action right now. I'm not sure what our next matchup is going to be here. Looks like we might be moving back onto the round robin in the 170-pound weight class, where we will see possibly Thomas Logwood of Castlemont versus Brandon DeBose of Skyline.
That's what it looks like is going to be coming up here. The referee has taken to the stands, maybe trying to find a breather or a water or something there. But all in all, a lot of these wrestling matches going on across the state so far today. A lot of wrestling matches, a lot of other high school championships. This is the time for the winter, anything in high school.
Yeah, winter championships right now. We've got girls and boys basketball championships happening a lot this weekend.
Okay, so you'll have this match next. Okay? This is Logwood and Brandon DeBose. And then the next four, Alfredo Lira, Raymond Chen. These are all four of these will be for first place championship.
Cool.
All right, so we've just been informed that our next matchup is like we imagined, like we thought it would be. Thomas Logwood of Castlemont versus Brandon DeBose of Skyline in the round-robin tournament in the 170-pound weight class. So Logwood of Castlemont wearing the purple singlet, as you will see as they step onto your screen in just a moment. And DeBose of Skyline wearing the red singlet as they now step onto the mat. I believe we were informed that after this matchup, we will see championships for some of the other weight classes, some of the other wrestlers we've already seen today. Once again, I'm Sonny Beaupre with Josh Eisenman for PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports here at the CIF North Coast Oakland Wrestling Championships from Oakland Tech High School here in Oakland, California. This is the 170-pound, the match you are currently watching is the 170-pound round-robin tournament. This is Thomas Logwood of Castlemont, once again in the purple singlet, versus Brandon DeBose of Skyline in the red singlet. And it looks like Logwood, he's got a very good hold over DeBose there of Skyline and gets the pinfall in the first round.
Very, very pumped up about it, too. It's probably the most emotional we've seen on the mat, but he went right at him. Didn't wait for anybody there. Excellent win by Logwood at Claremont.
Big win for Thomas Logwood of Claremont High School over Brandon DeBose of Skyline. Once again, that was a 170-pound round-robin tournament there. And our next matchup is a championship bout. So Logwood will move on in the round-robin tournament.
Yeah, and Logwood's been pretty impressive. He was in the first two matches of the round-robin, and he's been pretty impressive thus far.
We've seen him dominate wrestlers early on today here. Let's see. It looks like we'll have Alfredo Lira of Skyline versus Raymond Chen of Oakland Tech. I'm sorry, that was a matchup we already saw today. Or was it? I believe that is the matchup we are about to have right here. That is correct. Alfredo Lira of Skyline versus Raymond Chen of Oakland Tech for the 127-pound championship. The Oakland Wrestling Championships here, brought to you by PlayOnSports.com. Can you pull up his library? Referee checking these guys out. Once again, Alfredo Lira of Skyline versus Raymond Chen of Oakland Tech. Chen in the golden singlet, Lira in the red singlet for Skyline. And here we are, ready to get started. The 127-pound weight class championship match. Chen just went over the top, and the referee will stop the match up there. An illegal headlock is the call there, so they'll give... that looked painful.
I thought Chen was going to break his neck for a minute. I am stoked the referee called it into that.
That did look very dangerous there. Chen going low now to start off after this break, and these guys are moving fast. This is the fastest action we've seen so far today. Raymond Chen is just going for it all right now.
Well, if you don't have size, what do you have? You have speed, and you have to take advantage of that. So you see a lot of out of bounds because they're pushing these guys back and moving so quick.
Not quite sure what happened there. It looked like Chen had the advantage, but then he spun away. Points not given either way. However, it looks like Chen does get 2 points for the takedown there. He's got Lira on his back. Lira in a very bad position.
Yeah, he's spun to the front, though. He might be able to get out of this if he can get out of the headlock here.
Still, they give 2 points there. I believe Chen just scored 2 more points.
Chen, very good technique thus far, though. Never putting himself in a bad position thus far in the match.
Lira, however, looking at the other side, he's been fighting his way out of some bad positions so far, and once again, he's in another one. Manages to get back to his front side to avoid the pin, but he is down 5-0. Make that 7-0 in this match here in the first round. Chen just dominating Lira, and Lira doing everything he can. His only hope at this point is to hopefully get Chen on his back and get the pinfall, because he is down 8-0 right now.
He has to get some excellent reversal and get Chen way out of position in order to come back in this match, which it looks like is not going to happen. Chen's put himself in great positions, even when he's been on the bottom a few times, put himself in great position every time.
And Lira, he probably can't see where he is right now. His headgear is falling over his eyes. He is blindfolded out there. And Chen, once again, the referee stops the action for an illegal lock.
Yeah, that's another headlock problem there.
They're going to give 1 point to Lira, making this an 8-1 game, 8-1 match, here in the first round still.
And the important thing there is it gets Lira a chance to get his headgear adjusted.
Absolutely, and now Chen is winded. Chen spent a lot of energy there trying to get the pinfall on Lira. You'd imagine that at this point, you probably just fight to stay on top of things for these last 2 rounds. You've got a pretty good advantage, 8-1 over here. And there's an illegal hand lock once again. A point goes. That one is against Lira. The point goes to Chen on that, who now has a 9-1 advantage. And I'm not sure, but it seems like that was the end of the first round. There's some confusion at the scores table. Referee goes over to adjust the score. It is now 9-2 according to the referee's count.
Yeah, it looks like it's another penalty for the lock there, or was it a 2-point penalty? Either way. Good to take the time and get it right.
Yes. Chen with a 9-2 advantage. No, they will take a point off for Chen. It is 8-2 advantage for Raymond Chen of Oakland Tech in this 127-pound championship bout between Alfredo Lira of Skyline in the red singlet and Raymond Chen of Oakland Tech in the golden singlet. Raymond Chen currently with a 8-2 advantage, and going for the takedown there as they go out of bounds. No points awarded either way.
Referee almost got took down in that mess there.
Referee's got to watch himself.
Good athleticism to get out of the way of that. But so far you're seeing Lira kind of being a little more aggressive, trying to plan his move to get a good pin in here, and he just can't seem to get Chang in any kind of position.
There is a takedown for Lira. He'll get 2 points for that. Closing the gap. It is now 8-4. Chen trying to escape, cannot do it. Now he's on his back. Lira's got him on his back, and Lira could have an improbable comeback here.
Lira's got to have this. If he's going to win, he has to have this pin right here.
Chen doing everything he can to keep his back off the mat, and it looks like he gets turned over just enough to keep his back off the mat. Now he's getting turned over again. Now Lira trying to do everything he can to keep Chen on the mat. Chen is winded.
The crowd, the coaches, everybody completely into this match. All eyes on these two.
Once again, the championship bout, the 127-pound bracket. Alfredo Lira of Skyline down in points, but right now, advantage on the mat.
He couldn't have picked a better time to take the advantage, too. This is what Lira needs if he wants to take this match. He needs one of these. He needs some confidence right here.
Chen fighting his way, and Lira not allowing it, pinning his arm back underneath him, and now Chen trying to lock his arms and turn it around on Lira. Up on their feet, and a big takedown there by Lira, not allowing Chen to escape. Chen trying to turn it back around on Lira now. And Lira's on his back. That's a reversal. 2 points for Chen. Lira now fighting to stay off his back, and he will do so. Back to his knees now. That's a big disappointment for Lira. He needed the pin, and Bruce Chen reversed on once again. 2 points for Lira. Chen is winded. He cannot. And there is the pin for Alfredo Lira. A big comeback win for Alfredo Lira of Skyline, and that is disappointing for Raymond Chen, who had a huge advantage in this matchup, 8-1 at one point. And that is a very inspiring win for Alfredo Lira. A big comeback win, gets the pin.
You talk about a come from behind, though. We were saying, though, that's exactly what he needed. Just one misstep by Chen. He needed to take advantage of it. Once he got it, he did not let go.
A very exciting matchup both ways. Lira had Chen down. Then a reversal by Chen. And then the reversal by Lira to finally get the pin. A great matchup between two fighters. The 127-pound championship goes to Alfredo Lira of Skyline. He is your Oakland City championship in the 127-pound bracket. Congratulations to Alfredo Lira of Skyline.
Such great back and forth there at the end, too, trying to spin forward, spin out of it, get a reversal, near reversal. It was so back and forth there at the end. Excellent wrestling.
And you got to think Chen may have tired himself out a little bit early in the match by dominating so much early. When Lira finally did get it turned around on him, Chen didn't have a lot of energy to work with to try to find his way back in that match.
Yeah, no, I believe you're exactly right, because Chen was on it so quick all the time, and then just kind of at the end, you saw he was a little winded, even with the breaks. But it was an excellent match.
Great match. Hopefully we'll see a lot more of that today. Here's now the 154-pound weight class Oakland City Championship match between Elijah Villarria of Skyline and his own classmate, if you will, Lionel Borrego of Skyline as well. Elijah in the red singlet and Lionel in the black singlet. And there's the takedown for Elijah. He's got Borrego on his back right now. Borrego doing everything he can, but there is the pin, and an early one for Elijah Villarria of Skyline, who defeats his own teammate Lionel Borrego of Skyline as well. In the 154-pound weight class, that is your champion, Elijah Villarria of Skyline. Your Oakland City champion of the 154-pound weight class got Borrego on his back early and finished the job, not allowing him to turn it around at all.
Compared to the last match we just watched, this one didn't even get a chance to marinate out there. This one was quick, down to about 15 seconds. But
yeah, we were still recovering from that great matchup just before that one, and before we can even finish up coverage of that one, Elijah Villarria gets the pin to secure his Oakland City championship over his own teammate Lionel Borrego.
Well, yeah, he's not waiting for us, and he's not waiting for anybody. Went out there and got that championship.
Absolutely. Once again, another Skyline versus Skyline matchup coming here for the 160-pound weight class championship now. It'll be David Yuang of Skyline versus Douglas Marmol of Skyline.
A lot of Skyline wrestlers here in these championship bouts. They may be one of the better teams here, and you can see because they're pitting a lot of their players up against each other in the championship rounds.
And as a coach for Skyline, I'm sure that's not an issue. You don't mind seeing your guys wrestling each other for championships.
It's a good problem to have. Let's put it that way. All right, guys, do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here this morning? Tell your school to sign up for the Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, please go to playonsports.com/SBP. Again, that's playonsports.com/SBP.
As we prepare now for this 160-pound championship bout between, once again, two Skyline teammates, David Yuang and Douglas Marmol. Now, what is confusing here is that both of these wrestlers are wearing red singlets.
She'll make our job easy, right?
Absolutely. We have not been indicated which wrestler is which just yet. And it looks like our referees have shown up. Our referees are here. The official referees are finally here. And now things will get a lot easier. We have wristbands. We have leg bands. So we will be able to tell which wrestler is which now. Look at this. This is good news for you and I, my friend.
And everybody watching on Play On Sports. Maybe they'll be able to follow a little better than we were.
And everybody watching on PlayOnSports.com. That's right. Once again, I'm Sonny Bope right here with Josh Eisenman. We are covering the CIF North Coast Oakland Wrestling Championships this morning.
Well, these matches did get moved up. Maybe there was a chance that nobody let the refs know about it?
Yeah, that's true. We are currently in the 160-pound bracket. This is the championship bout between David Yuang of Skyline and Douglas Marmol, also of Skyline. Once again, a situation where both these wrestlers probably know each other very well. No points awarded just yet. It looks like Marmol with the advantage over Yuang at this time.
Well, from that position, you got to figure out if you're going to try to flip him, try to get around him and get behind him. There's a lot of different things you can do from that position. That's why you see a lot of stalemates, kind of heads butted together, maybe one in a headlock, one underneath. That's kind of a stalemate position. There's a lot of different ways you can go about getting in and out of that.
Marmol is our red wrestler, and Yuang is our green wrestler. 2 points for Marmol for the takedown. Once again, the 160-pound bracket championship, the Oakland City Championship between these two wrestlers. Douglas Marmol currently trying to get positioning, already has the takedown over David Yuang. Now reaches for the back leg. Obviously, the referee does not understand that we are broadcasting a match here.
Well, you can't blame him. He just got here. Trying for the reversal there. Ended up doing a full 360, though, flip.
Yeah, Yuang doing everything he can to try and escape from Marmol in this situation.
So far, Marmol's had the best position in this match, always consistently on top right now, but just trying to be patient and figure out what his next move should be.
And now the referee warning Yuang of a delay here. He's not, feels like he's not putting in enough effort to try and get out of this situation. Marmol now has Yuang on his back.
And maybe that's why he wasn't putting in a lot of effort. He was afraid this was going to happen.
And there is the pinfall. Douglas Marmol wins the 160-pound weight class bracket, the Oakland City Championship, over his teammate David Yuang. Douglas Marmol of Skyline High School, your 160-pound champion here at the CIF North Coast Oakland Wrestling Championships.
Marmol just kind of suffocating, too, huh? Just holding him in a bad position and trying to make him get out of it. And once the ref went up, warned him, kind of forced him, hey, you got to do something about this. He saw the result, just almost an immediate pin after that.
Yeah, Marmol holding Yuang down, not allowing him to really do much. And so when Yuang decided to make a risky move to try and get out of it, that's when he got turned around and pinned. And really, he had no choice there. He was in a bad position either way.
Yeah, the ultimate rock and hard place argument right there.
So moving on now, I believe, to our 180-pound bracket, the championship match between Lamont Reed of Oakland Tech versus Kamari Pickens of Castlemont. That is, in fact, the match we have coming up here right now. Once again, the 180-pound championship match between Lamont Reed of Oakland Tech, who will be wearing the golden singlet, versus Kamari Pickens of Castlemont wearing the purple singlet for the CIF North Coast Oakland Wrestling Championships. Brought to you today by PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. I'm Sonny Bope right here with Joshua Eisenman. And we're back to the big boys again, the 180-pound class. They're going to give 2 points there. The takedown for Reed, Lamont Reed. And the wrestling goes out of bounds there.
And again, we're watching this height advantage. Reed probably 3-4 inches shorter than Kamari Pickens is. So we'll see if he gets a little more advantage, a little better center of gravity in some of these matches.
Pickens tried to run away from the grip there, trying to get the escape there. Reed currently with a 2-point advantage, 2-0 over Pickens. And Pickens is turning it around now on Reed, although Reed has the grip over the head of Pickens.
Got to keep it in bounds, so I don't think they're going to be able to.
They give 2 points. They give 2 points for the reversal. Goes to Kamari Pickens, and now they will start.
Kept him in bounds just long enough to get that reversal. It was excellent. I thought it was going to go out of bounds. So that was great technique.
So now Kamari Pickens takes the advantageous position over the top of Lamont Reed here. A 2-2 tie here in the first round of this 180-pound championship matchup.
Yeah, pretty even match though so far. Reed trying to kind of get out of that, get to his feet real quick. Cost him a little bit though to come back down. Didn't have good balance coming out of that.
Yeah, Lamont Reed tried to jump out of the hold, and it did not work as Pickens held on to him just long enough to keep his position over the top. Pickens now working on a grip to try and get Reed flipped over on his back. Once again, Lamont Reed of Oakland Tech in the golden singlet. Kamari Pickens of Castlemont with the purple singlet.
Reed's going to have a chance here if he wants to get to his feet.
They give Reed the reversal.
Nothing you can do but walk him out of bounds there. Just get out of bounds, get back into a position where you can do something about it.
Kamari Pickens kind of lawnmowered himself out of bounds to avoid getting caught in a worse position than he was already in.
It was a good move there. It was a good lengthen the round a little bit. Don't get yourself in a bad position.
They do give the 2 points to Reed for the reversal. And Pickens, once again, trying to escape by crawling out, not able to do so. Reed hanging on to Pickens' legs and jumps over the top of the back now.
Now you got to figure out how are you going to get Pickens on his back? How are you going to flip him over from this position? This is where it gets tough.
Getting down to the final seconds here of this first round. And that's it. The first round will end. The first round will end 4-2, an advantage for Lamont Reed of Oakland Tech. Technical difficulties right now as we start off this second round of this championship bout in the 180-pound bracket between Lamont Reed of Oakland Tech, who has a 4-2 advantage over
Lamont Reed might have it here. He got him in a bad position.
Pickens trying to fight his way off of his back. They're going to give 2 points to Lamont Reed.
2 for the takedown there. Let's see if Pickens is able to work his way out of this.
And they do. Lamont Reed pins Kamari Pickens of Castlemont for the championship. Once again, Lamont Reed of Oakland Tech pinning Kamari Pickens of Castlemont for the 180-pound bracket championship here at the CIF North Coast Oakland Wrestling Championships. Big win for Oakland Tech right there.
Yeah, big win for Oakland Tech. And Lamont Reed just finally getting Pickens in a position that he couldn't quite work his way out of. You know, a couple times there, like when he wheelbarreled him out, you know, almost had him where he wanted him, but he kept getting out of bounds. That time kept him in bounds, finished the match on his terms.
Now we'll wait to see what our next matchup will be. It looks like it's going to be our 220-pound bracket championship between Ben Carter of Oakland Tech in the purple singlet versus Shane Smith of Skyline in the red singlet. Now, we saw both of these wrestlers earlier today, and that's why they're here in this championship matchup. Excuse me, it is not. It is not the wrestlers I just mentioned. It is. Let's see here. Are we back to the round robin tournament? Is that what's happening here?
Yes, it's Stubblefield and Kiel.
That's right. It's Stubblefield, and this match is already in a bad place there for the Oakland Tech wrestler, and he is pinned.
And not a whole lot you can do when you get your back up like that. You can hold your butt up as high as you want and try to keep it off the mat, but once those shoulders go down, that's tough to get out of.
I believe that was Jack Steen of Skyline with a victory there over Devontae Kennan of Oakland Tech. We're going to have to get confirmation on some of these, but a decided victory there for the Skyline wrestler. And as action continues here from the CIF North Coast Oakland Wrestling Championships, I'd like to remind you again, you are watching these championships on PlayOnSports.com with myself, Sonny Boprai, and Josh Eisenman here for you today.
Seen a lot of good wrestling here so far today. Not too many matches where one's been really overpowered or one's been a clear favorite or anything. There's been a lot of them that's been up in the air. That's all you can ask for in, a wrestling match is some good, solid wrestling that, whether it goes quick or long, but both sides seem to be pretty evenly matched when you bring the two together, as you'd expect in a semifinal championship kind of situation.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information, and also links to great highlights. Follow us on Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Thank you for that, Josh, as we get ready for another matchup here between our larger wrestlers. Trying to find out exactly who these wrestlers are for ourselves. We are in the round robin tournament of the 287-pound bracket here. It is Devontae Kiel of Oakland Tech in the purple singlet versus Jordan Stubblefield of Skyline, who we've already seen wrestle today. This is the first time we've seen Devontae Kiel on the mat. And a big takedown goes out of bounds. Nobody is awarded points there, but Devontae Kiel just lifting Jordan Stubblefield and smashing him out of bounds there.
And not just smashing him out of bounds, but running back to that center point like he can't wait to do it again.
Devontae Kiel and Jordan Stubblefield going at it. Once again, Stubblefield in the red singlet from Skyline and Kiel in the golden singlet from Oakland Tech. Kiel going for the leg. Gets it. He gets Stubblefield on the ground and gets on top of him. Stubblefield avoiding being on the mat on his back, though. And now Kiel just trying to put all of his weight on top of him. And believe me, that's a lot of weight.
Yeah, Kiel just trying. He's probably not the quickest mover, so just trying to use his weight to his advantage right now. And just trying to stay on top of him and just stay in a dominant position. That's where Stubblefield didn't want to be.
Stubblefield loses his headgear, but the match continues. Kiel just on top of him, trying to stay that way. Kiel gets the 2 points for the takedown, and that's how he has a 2-0 lead right now over Stubblefield. And the referee calls a stalemate there. They will return the headgear to Stubblefield. Both wrestlers trying to catch their breath once again here.
Yeah, a lot of hand fighting between these two, though, when they're up in the air. Like, they both want to make sure they don't make the mistake that gets them on their back here, because once one gets on top of the other, there's not a whole lot of getting up after that.
Yeah, exactly. When you get into the big boys here, it's once you're on the ground, there's not a whole lot you can do to get out.
So make sure when you are on your feet, you make the most of the opportunity, and make sure you be patient with it, because you might not get up again.
Still here in the first round now. Devontae Kiel with a 2-0 lead over Jordan Stubblefield. Trying to get him turned over on his back, and Stubblefield able to avoid that for now.
Yeah, but just lifted up one arm and one leg on the opposite side. No way you're going to be able to stay up from that. So get him to the mat. Now the next opportunity to get him on his back is what Keel's going to try to cash in on here.
Keel now working for position. Trying to get him turned over, and he does. He has him on his back. Stubblefield on his back, nearing the end of the first round. And I believe he got the pin in before the round was over. No. The referee saying no, that's not it. That was the end of the first round. Tavante Keel thought he had won the match, but that was actually the end of the first round. He does get 2 points for the takedown, but very disappointed. He went over to shake the opposing coach's hands, thinking that was the end of the match, but that was not. That was the
Yeah, and you saw coaches and everybody, Oakland Tech Keel side couldn't believe that match went out like that because they thought they had the win, and then it's just right as time expired, finished the pin. But he might be able to get a chance here. No.
Keel had an illegal hold around the back of his head. He'll get 2 more points, and they're going to give 1 point to Stubblefield on that because of the illegal hold there. And Keel very frustrated now. There's twice where he thought he had the win.
Yeah, and, when you think you win once and then you end up coming back and realizing you have to play a little bit more, that's heartbreaking enough. But to do it twice,
ugh, that's tough. But Keel will take the advantage, the over-the-top position to start off, and takes Stubblefield down hard once again. And Stubblefield looks like he's struggling to keep his breath right now, as Keel just on top of him, squeezing just the energy in the air out of him. And he gets him turned over now. Stubblefield can't really do much of anything. He's on his back, nearly pinned now. Keel fighting to keep him on his back.
Looks like it'll just about do it right there.
Referee still looking for the pin. Has not motioned for the end of this match just yet.
I don't see him getting out of it, though. See if he can keep turning to the left-hand side. If he can keep doing it, he might be able to flip out of this, at least get on the stomach. Can't do it.
There it is, finally. Keel with the pin on the third time that he thought he might have the win. Third time's the charm, I guess. There it is. Tavante Keel defeats Jordan Stubblefield for the 287-pound bracket there in the round-robin tournament.
Man, Tavante Keel had that devastating move where he'd get on top of him after the stoppage of play or whatever. He'd get on top of him, and he'd rip one arm and the opposite side leg out every time and make sure he got him down to the mat. And there was no chance for him to recover or get in a better position. He never had the opportunity. Keel stayed dominant the entire time.
And a great matchup to watch. That was very entertaining. Tavante Keel, I mean, you'd think at the end of that first round when he thought he had the win, when he thought he got the pin there, and then he was told, and then he went to go shake the opposing coach's hand saying, great matchup, and then to be told that, no, you didn't win that match. That's the end of the first round. That's got to hurt a little bit. But then he comes back, still the aggressor, able to finish the match off and take the win. A big win for Tavante Keel right there.
Yeah, and you saw a little frustration, but obviously able to keep it in check. And once it was time to get back on the mat, he stayed focused and knew what he needed to do. He did it once. He just needed to do it again. So he was able to do that against Stubblefield, who put up a great fight.
So we move on again now in our championship coverage here. These are two Skyline wrestlers going against each other. I believe we're back in the round-robin tournament once again. These are the light guys here. And before we can even find out who these wrestlers are, this match is over. I believe that was Adam Alaskari of Skyline versus Malik Lawrence of Skyline. And that match was over before we can even find out who the wrestlers were. And it looks like Adam Alaskari is the winner by pinfall in the first round. Sorry we were not able to keep up with the coverage there, but Adam Alaskari with a very quick, decided win over his teammate there, Malik Lawrence.
And again, like we were talking about teammates, they looked like they kind of both knew what they were going to do and what they were both capable of, and just took advantage, though. Really did. Took advantage, quick pinfall, and just, knew what he was going to do, though, the whole time. Didn't look phased or, like he didn't confused about what was going on. Just kind of knew his teammate, knew where to go.
Haram Al-Askari just finished up his second match of the day. Both of those matches going less than 20 seconds. The first match, he defeated Juanita Solano of Oakland Tech very quickly by pinfall. And in this match, defeats his own teammate, Malik Lawrence of Skyline, very quickly by pinfall. That's in our round-robin tournament in the 140-pound bracket.
Still fresh. He can go out and do it again.
Yeah, he absolutely can. Looks like we will now have the third-place match here between two Oakland Tech wrestlers in the 147-pound bracket. It'll be Connor Prime of Oakland Tech in the gold singlet versus Sean Dermody of Oakland Tech in the purple singlet. We saw both these wrestlers fight earlier today, and unfortunately they came out on the losing side. But now they will battle each other here for the third place for the third place match here in the 147-pound bracket at the CIF North Coast Oakland Wrestling Championships here from Oakland Tech High School in Oakland, California. I'm Sonny Bobright with Josh Eisenman here for PlayOnSports.com. Now we've got Sean Dermody in the purple singlet once again, and Connor Prime in the golden singlet. Dermody with the takedown, but it goes out of bounds. He will not get the points for it. That was a very strong move there, just pulling Connor Prime down to the ground and getting on top of him. Unfortunately, they were out of bounds.
Yeah, well, you saw Prime using basically all his force to push forward. Dermody was just seeing if he could get him to use that leverage, push him down before he could get out of bounds. He tried to pull him down real quick, but just too far out of bounds. But a good effort, good idea.
You see Dermody trying to get lower. He already has the advantage of being able to be lower, just naturally, much shorter than the tall and lanky Connor Prime.
Well, we saw Connor Prime in that first match kind of get taken down a lot by Chris Johnson. And we're going to see if Dermody can kind of use that same tactic to his advantage, because Prime was getting picked up pretty easily. Before
Prime could get credit for the takedown there, the match goes out of bounds and nobody gets credit. We still have a 0-0 tie here in the first round of this third place matchup between Connor Prime in the gold singlet and Sean Dermody in the purple singlet. And now Connor Prime has the advantage over the top. He's got Dermody on his back. Near out of bounds. The referee has not made a call either way yet. 2 points go to Connor Prime for the takedown. And action goes out of bounds before Connor Prime can get credit for the pin. They're going to give him 3 additional points for the time he had him on his back. Prime now has a 5-0 advantage over his teammate Sean Dermody. But you've got to think Prime wanted the pin right there.
Yeah, that was the best thing Dermody could do, though, just try to wiggle his way out of bounds and just keep looking at the ref going, come on, man, give me the call. He did the right thing. But, yeah, Prime very, very close to finishing that match off right there.
Prime will start over the top here with a 5-point advantage. Dermody trying to get points for the escape, cannot do it. Prime stays on top of him. He's got Prime has Dermody's arm pinned underneath his own body right now.
It looks like Dermody's headgear is kind of coming up over his eyes again. He might not be able to see. It looks like Prime might be trying to keep the headgear right there instead of being able to move it, keep him blindfolded.
And now he's got Dermody on his back once again, this time in the center of the mat. There's nothing Dermody can do here but try to stay off his shoulder blades. And he does eventually flip over back to his front side. 3 points, though, go to Prime for the time he had him on his back. It is now an 8-0 advantage for Connor Prime over Sean Dermody. Nearing the end of the first round here, and that is it. That is the end of the first round, an 8-0 advantage for Connor Prime over Sean Dermody.
Yeah, Prime, I mean, everything but pinning him there in that first round. Pretty much got points for a lot of different things and really dominated the round. Not much more you can say about that. Dermody's trying to put up a fight, but just can't seem to get good position. He's going to be the aggressor this time, though. Maybe he can get a win by a pin. That's what he's going to need, being down 8-0 here. He's going to need to be aggressive.
Dermody attacked to start off the round, but things got turned around on him. Nobody got credit for a takedown quite yet, but now Connor Prime with the advantage does get the 2 points for the takedown. Dermody did come out swinging there, and he seemed he might be able to gain the advantage. Unfortunately, Connor Prime able to turn around on him and get the 2 points for the takedown. Now has a 10-0 advantage here in the second round.
Yeah, but Dermody doing the right thing, trying to come out aggressive, trying to, he's going to end the match on his terms one way or another, whether he comes out and gets a pin or whether he ends up getting in a bad position. End of the match on your terms, it's important.
Now really the only hope, like you said, the only hope for Dermody is to get the pin, and right now he is in no position to do such thing. In fact, on his back once again, the third time in this match, trying to fight the pin. Connor Prime.
Yeah, Prime might be able to get him down this time, keep him easily in bounds. Looks like there's really no way to escape. I think it's over right here.
There it is, the pin for Connor Prime over Sean Dermody. And that will be the end of that match. Third place in the 147-pound bracket goes to the Oakland Tech wrestler Connor Prime, defeating his own teammate Sean Dermody. What a great matchup. Either way, Dermody down the entire time, never really had advantage, didn't score a point in that match, but did a great job to fight, take that into the second round, and make a match out of it.
Dermody, like we were saying, Prime's weakness, he was getting lifted up in that first match, and Dermody just maybe didn't have the strength, the position, whatever it was, but was never able to get that solid takedown like we saw in the earlier semifinal round against Prime. So we were able to see what Prime was able to do when he was able to get lower, keep the center of gravity lower, and not get lifted up as much. So.
And staying with the 147-pound bracket this will be the championship matchup for the CIF North Coast Oakland Wrestling Championships. It'll be Chris Johnson of Castlemont versus Javon Mabon of Skyline. Johnson of Castlemont wearing the purple singlet and Mabon of Skyline in the red singlet. And the early advantage, no advantage given to either wrestler as action takes them both out of bounds, although it looked like Chris Johnson was going for the takedown.
Yeah, it looked like Mabon was trying to get out of bounds, too. It looked like he saw that coming from a mile away.
Now Mabon goes for the leg, and he gets a hold of it, but cannot take advantage as Chris Johnson is sitting over the top of Mabon. Still no points awarded either way yet. Both wrestlers fighting for position, and there it is. Mabon gets 2 points for the takedown, but then loses the advantage, and Johnson 2 points for the reversal.
Back and forth, back and forth. These two guys pretty evenly matched thus far.
And it looked like Johnson was about to take the advantage over there, getting Mabon on his back. Mabon able to roll action out of bounds. A 2-2 tie here in the first round.
Yeah, again, another situation. Johnson looks like he's going to start to get advantage, and Mabon just starts barrel rolling out of the way.
Great technique, especially if you know you're in a bad position and you're near the edge of the mat. Just roll yourself out of bounds and take it back to the center. Regroup.
Yep, no reason not to.
Once again, this is for the 147-pound bracket championship between Chris Johnson of Castlemont in the purple singlet and Javon Mabon of Skyline in the red singlet. Right now, a 2-2 tie in the first round. Chris Johnson looks like he has the advantage right now, trying to get Mabon onto his back.
Yeah, Mabon's been slippery, though, and he can kind of maneuver himself, even being in a disadvantage, can maneuver himself where he needs to be to keep his shoulder blades off the mat.
Nearly able to escape there, but Johnson gets a hold of him again. Mabon able to grab a hold of Chris Johnson's leg, trying to fight his way back into an advantageous position. Not able to do so yet. And now Mabon finds himself on top, and Johnson on his back, nearing the end of the first round here. Can he get the pin before the round is over?
Trying to get that left arm over him, trying to push him off, do something with it. He spun. Yep.
He had Chris Johnson in a very painful-looking situation there.
Johnson was able to spin out of it and get the whistle there.
They give the reversal to Mabon and an additional 2 points for an illegal hold against Mabon, it looks like. He had him in a headlock and was pulling his head backwards. No, excuse me. They give points to Mabon for the near fall there is what happened. So a 7-2 advantage for Mabon now, beginning the second round, as he was not able to get the pin at the close of the first round. And Chris Johnson trying to get the takedown, nearing out of bounds, and Mabon, we see him
get out.
We see him fight again, once again, like you've said so many times, Josh. Mabon, once he knows he's in a bad position, he's near the edge of the mat, he fights to get out of bounds.
It's almost like it's made of polyester. He's just sliding himself out of bounds every time. He just seems to have such a way to move around. Even when he's not in the dominant position, he can still move and twist and gets where he needs to be. So, he's not an easy out, not easy to pin down.
Chris Johnson gets 2 points for the takedown there. A 7-4 matchup now here in the second round. Chris Johnson starts off on top, trying to get Mabon turned over, and he does. He has him on his back. But Mabon quickly able to turn back around to his front side once again. Very dangerous position there because Mabon was not near the edge of the mat that time. There was nowhere for him to run.
Long ways to go to get out of that one.
Chris Johnson trying to hang on to his advantage right now, trying to get Mabon turned over, and Mabon turns it over. That's a reversal. 2 points go to Mabon for the reversal, and now he's got Chris Johnson on his back.
It's the same reversal we saw over here before he got out of bounds with the illegal hold there.
And there's the
pin.
pin.
Got him there. Wow.
Mabon pins Johnson, and he is your champion in the 147-pound weight class. That is Javon Mabon of Skyline defeating Chris Johnson of Castlemont by pin in the second round, and he is your 147-pound weight class champion of the CIF North Coast Oakland Wrestling Championships here today at Oakland Tech High School.
We saw him make that move on the left side of the mat, just kind of got out of bounds, but it was the same move. Just wait to get in a position where you could flip him around and lay down on top of him and see if you could just pin the shoulder blades, even if it was just for a moment, just enough to get the win. That's all he was looking for, and he was able to accomplish it. That's well done by Mabon.
That was a great matchup between two great fighters, and we saw why both of those guys are we're in the championship match here today. And like you said, great thinking on both guys' parts. Anytime Mabon found himself in trouble, luckily he was near the edge of the mat, able to crawl his way out of bounds to reset in the middle of the mat and try to find his advantage again.
Well, and the fun thing about that match was nobody really made adjustments. They just went with their strategy and kept pounding through their strategy until it led to one of them winning. And they both had such confidence in themselves and what they wanted to go in there and do that they never found that they had to make adjustments to what they were trying to do, even as it moved on to round two. So.
And I think a lot of that had to do with that they both had very similar tactics, very, very similar styles, and it was whichever wrestler could get the advantage the most in that matchup, and that's what ended up happening. Looks like we're about to have another third place matchup here in the 220-pound weight class. Ben Carter of Oakland Tech in the golden singlet versus Dejan Hill of Castlemont in the purple singlet. Excuse me. So once again, this is the third place match in the 220-pound weight class between Ben Carter of Oakland Tech, once again wearing gold, and Dejan Hill of Castlemont in purple.
Crowd getting into this one, getting louder than they've been for most of these matches.
And before anybody could take an advantage there, the wrestlers go out of bounds, and they will reset in a neutral position at the middle of the mat. And a fast attack there by Dejan Hill, almost like he's coming off the line of scrimmage in a football match, attacking the offensive lineman in that case, and it looks like an illegal hold. They're going to pause action here.
I was going to say, you think Hill's been part of a football practice before? That whistle went off and he came off the line so quick. I don't know if Ben Carter knew exactly what to do. He kind of backpedaled there, just didn't want to get tackled, didn't want to get the legs wrapped there is what it looked like.
So they called an illegal hold against Dejan Hill there, and a point goes to Ben Carter. He has a 1-0 advantage here in the first round. And they go down in a heap near the edge of the mat. It looks like Dejan Hill has the advantage over Ben Carter, has him on his back, and gets the pin for the win here in the first round.
Boy, they were both going to the ground. It was just who's going to end up on top. They both went down hard.
And you can see Ben Carter in pain right now. I'm not sure if that's the pain of the loss or the pain of the fall that they took. But he does seem to be in some pain, as you can see on his face there. He is hurting right now. But the win does go for the 220-pound third-place winner. There is Dejan Hill of Castlemont, defeating Ben Carter of Oakland Tech. Great, a hard-fought match between two very prideful wrestlers.
Yeah, and I think that takedown may have hurt him. The way the takedown and the pin went so quick afterwards, I think he might have hurt his shoulder or something there.
Yeah. Even from here on the far side of the mat, we saw them go down hard and heavy. And those are two big guys. When they go down to the ground like that, it's not pleasant for anybody. And it looks like Ben Carter took the heavier part of that fall, not only falling down, but it looked like Dejan Hill fell down on top of him. Mm-hmm. And that may have been what hurt him, but he's getting checked out here over in the stands. Now, as we move on to the championship match of the 220-pound weight class, we'll see Jeremiah Phillips of Castlemont in the purple singlet versus Shane Smith of Skyline in the red singlet. Once again, for the 220-pound championship here at the CIF North Coast Oakland Wrestling Championships.
Shane Smith going for his usual, let's grab your ankles and not let go. Right now, they're standing up, though.
And we saw Shane Smith dominate his match earlier today here as both wrestlers come barreling out of bounds towards us. They will start once again from the middle of the mat in a neutral position. No points awarded either way yet here in the first round.
Jeremiah Phillips doing a good job keeping everybody stood up, though, and keeping them up in the air. That's where Shane Smith doesn't want to be, is up. He likes to keep them on the ground, so just trying to stand them up.
Shane Smith went for the legs there, could not get leverage, and so they both stay up. Right now, Jeremiah Phillips, well, he had Shane Smith in some kind of a headlock there, but nothing came out of that. Now they both go to the ground, and Shane Smith attacks while Jeremiah Phillips is on the ground trying to recover, and Shane Smith, like a snake, just so fast, jumped on top of Phillips there, gets 2 points for the takedown.
Well, you saw Jeremiah Phillips when they were standing up, trying to keep his arms kind of under the shoulders in front of him, almost in a blocking kind of thing. But once Shane Smith got his arms, it got a little bit lower than the guy, it went to the ground. And I don't think Jeremiah, this is where he wants to be at this point.
Phillips nearly able to escape, but Shane Smith held on to his ankle and was able to get him back underneath him. So no points awarded for the escape as Shane Smith still holds the advantage. He is on top of Phillips on the mat right now, trying to get him turned over and see if he can get the pin here in the first round.
Yeah, plenty of time still in the first round, so take your time trying to get him over, but this is exactly where Shane Smith wheelhouse is on the ground, likes to keep his guys on the ground and just be patient with the pin. And there's that one arm, one leg kind of move, just trying to flip him, trying to get him off balance on both sides, top, bottom. Get them both off balance, get them flipped.
Smith still looking for a way to get Phillips turned over. Nearing the end of the first round here now. And it looks like this is how the first round will end. A 2-0 advantage for Shane Smith at the end of the first round.
Not a whole lot of scoring that round, but some intense action going and just trying to feel each other out and trying to figure out what weaknesses both these guys have. They're both very technically sound right now, so just trying to fit in there and figure out how you can get a win between these two.
Once again, Shane Smith, something we saw in his first matchup earlier today, just trying to use his upper body strength, which seems to be an advantage in every match he's had today. Trying to use that to flip guys over and get them on their back. And the second round, he will start on top.
You see Jeremiah trying to get him stood up, but again, back to the ground. Shane Smith having none of it.
Jeremiah Phillips nearly able to escape, and once again, and he does finally escape. 1 point goes to Jeremiah Phillips. As both wrestlers were out of bounds, maybe Shane Smith thought that he'd get the call going out of bounds, but was not given. He gets 2 more points there for the takedown. Now he has a 4-1 advantage in this matchup right now, and another escape that'll put up another point on the board for Jeremiah Phillips. Now a 4-2 matchup in favor of Shane Smith.
Both guys leaning on each other a little bit, catching their breath a little bit while they're stood up. But again, it's trying to find the weakness here. Both these guys very technically sound. That's a good takedown, but it's way out of bounds.
Shane Smith able to tackle Jeremiah Phillips going out of bounds, but no credit as the match did go out of bounds. And now you can see that Shane Smith has an advantage right now over Jeremiah Phillips. Jeremiah Phillips, very tired, very slowly finding his way back to the middle of the mat. I'd imagine this is where you see Shane Smith really attack and try to take advantage of how winded Jeremiah Phillips is right now.
Yep, when we talked about Shane Smith's grabbing strength of being able to grab those ankles, we haven't seen as much of that in this round. I think if he really wants to complete a pin, he's got to get his hands around those ankles and clamp down.
Jeremiah Phillips finds his way on top of Shane Smith, but not able to keep him down there. And Shane Smith turns it around. Phillips on his back, doing everything he can to stay off his shoulder blades. Smith racking up the near fall points right now. And Phillips nowhere to go now.
Almost there, huh? That might have been his chance.
And there it is, pinfall in favor of Shane Smith of Skyline. He is your 220-pound champion for these Oakland Wrestling Championships. Shane Smith of Skyline defeats Jeremiah Phillips of Castlemont in the second round by pinfall. He is your champion in the 220-pound bracket.
Well, we saw it in the semifinal round. Shane Smith, he's a beast, and he kept proving it. He just never went away, never looked like he got tired, never got out of what he wanted to do in his game plan. Kept on grabbing ankles, arms. Like we were saying, that one move where he grabs one arm and one leg, it's just devastating. We haven't seen any of the other wrestlers implement that. And when you got a move and a weapon that you can use that no one else has, head and shoulders above the rest, you know?
And I think on top of having that move, what makes that move so valuable for him is his upper body strength. He can grab onto your leg and grab onto your arm, and you can't get away from it because he's so strong. So he was able to use that move to his advantage today and lock up a couple wins and a championship in the 220-pound bracket. Now, these are wrestlers that I believe we have not seen yet today. This is a championship matchup here as the wrestlers go out of bounds, trying to find out who we're dealing with here. As the action takes the two wrestlers to the ground, one is obviously a Castlemont wrestler in the purple and the Skyline wrestler in red.
Skyline wrestler trying to flip Claremont guy on his back. Claremont trying to get out of bounds here, though.
We might be back to the round robin tournament in the 170-pound section here.
Out of bounds and possibly an illegal lock there.
And an illegal hold there gives a point to our green wrestler from Castlemont, who we're still trying to figure out who these guys are. Please excuse us. Yeah, still having a hard time finding out who these wrestlers are. The Skyline wrestler looks like another illegal hold. The point will go to the Castlemont wrestler. Timeout now being called. Point will go to the Castlemont wrestler for the illegal hold against the Skyline wrestler.
Skyline wrestler looks confused as to what the call is, trying to get some clarification from the ref. He looks like that call was made like he did nothing wrong, as most people do when penalties or anything is called against him. However, he does look, genuinely thoroughly confused on what he did wrong.
We might be looking at Thomas Logwood of Castlemont versus Brandon DeBose of Skyline here in the second round of the round robin here today in the 170-pound weight class. The reversal there going for Logwood. The score is now 4-5, advantage Brandon DeBose. DeBose now underneath Logwood as they go out of bounds. A 6-5 advantage.
It's been a good
for Thomas Logwood of Castlemont over Brandon DeBose of Skyline.
It's been a pretty good match so far, though. A lot of back and forth point scoring, but not a lot of huge, one guy dominating the other guy. It's just been a lot of back and forth, good maneuvers and good escapes so far. Nothing.
And that is the end of the first round there, shortly after the start, after the out-of-bounds call there. So a 6-5 advantage going into the second round for the Castlemont wrestler Thomas Logwood over Skyline's Brandon DeBose. And the second round will start with Logwood on top of DeBose. Not only in positioning, but also in the score. 6-5 advantage for Logwood. Referee clearing up the positioning here.
Checking a grip there. There's been some grip questions in this match already.
DeBose grabs a hold of Logwood's leg, trying to get him turned around. Logwood doing everything he can to keep his positioning on top of DeBose right now. And DeBose drags this match out of bounds.
Jumping out of bounds, huh?
They'll reset in the middle of the mat once again.
Logwood was trying to get a hold of his leg and trying to kind of get his leg turned upwards to get him on his back more. I think DeBose didn't want anything to do with that.
Once again, in the second round of our round-robin matchup here in the 170-pound weight class. Thomas Logwood of Castlemont in the purple. Right now on top of Brandon DeBose of Skyline in the red. A 6-5 advantage for Logwood right now, and the match goes out of bounds once again.
And especially in this match, you hear it more. A lot of the coaches kind of yelling. And in wrestling, you don't always know exactly where the other guy is, where his legs are, where his arms are. Sometimes a third-person view from your coach yelling at you, hey, his legs over here, his arms over here, flip him this way. Because you don't quite know where he is. You don't quite have the vision to see where he is. So listening to your coach can be such a valuable asset in wrestling, even more so than other sports, having another pair of eyes out there.
DeBose trying to turn things around here on Castlemont. He's got Castlemont on his back now. Castlemont fighting. DeBose gets 2 points for the reversal. He now has a 7-6 lead in this matchup as they roll around the mat. And Castlemont, the Castlemont wrestler Logwood, jumps back on top. Reversal, 2 points. It is now 9-8 in advantage for DeBose, the Skyline wrestler, as he got 2 points for reversal once again. These guys going back and forth with each other. Logwood right now trying to just wear down DeBose. He's on top of him.
Yeah, there's been some positioning in this match getting on top, but nobody's been able to really get on a back or get even in a near pin situation yet. It's just been a lot of front shoulders on the mat right now.
Nearing the end of the second round here, and there's the pin just before the end of the second round. Logwood able to get DeBose on his back and get the pin before the final 3 seconds of the second round could expire, and that's just that. To me, that looked just like DeBose may have just lost energy and composure, and he was just too tired to keep on fighting for those extra 3 seconds to get to the second round there, and Logwood able to take advantage and get the win.
Well, and that's one of those situations where you see the score run over, so you know you only got 5-10 seconds left in the match. Maybe he was hoping that whistle was going to come earlier for the end of the match, thinking the score had been over there longer, and kind of gave up on it a little bit. But either way, don't take anything away from Logwood. It was an excellent pin there at the end, kept fighting down to the last second, making sure, hey, if you get a chance to win the match there, let's do it there. Let's not carry it over into the next round. So excellent effort by Logwood.
All right, now we move on to the 197-pound bracket of the round-robin tournament, the second round. We've got Jacquez Steen of Skyline in the red singlet versus Devontae Kennan of, Devontae Kennan of Tech, Oakland Tech in the golden singlet. 197-pound bracket of the round-robin tournament. This is round 2 of that tournament. Once again, Devontae Kennan of Oakland Tech in the gold and Jacquez Steen of Skyline in the red. Once again, for PlayOnSports.com, I'm Sonny Bobright here with Josh Eisenman as the action goes out of bounds. They'll take over again in the middle of the mat. We are at the CIF North Coast Oakland Wrestling Championships here from Oakland Tech High School in Oakland, California. Currently in the second round matchup of this round robin tournament between Devontae Kennan of Tech in the gold singlet and Jacquees Steen of Skyline in the red singlet. A 0-0 matchup here in the first round, and Kennan gets on top. Not able to get him down, though.
Yeah, you saw Steen kind of going for the legs. He really wanted one of those thighs and to try to do a flip. Couldn't reach out, but too much forward momentum, and you see Keenan take advantage.
Steen fighting. Kennan gets 2 points for the takedown, and Steen 2 points for the reversal. Excuse me, 1 point, and now 2 points for the reversal. He takes a 3-2 advantage in this first round. Kennan trying to fight and stay away from the pin. His headgear falls off. Now he's on his back. He's in a very dangerous place here. Looks like Steen is going to be able to get the pin.
This looks like this will be about it here. Unless he fights out, I don't think he'll be able to get the turn, though. He's got position to do it, a little room.
Steen doing everything he can to keep Kennan on his back, but Kennan does get it turned around for a moment. Now he's on his back again. And there is the pin. Jacquees Steen of Skyline defeats Devontae Kennan of Oakland Tech by pin in the first round.
Man, and Kennan had a couple opportunities there to get out of it, it looked like near opportunities to get out of it. Just couldn't quite finish, and Steen was able to take advantage, hold him down, wear him out, and get a good win.
Great matchup between those two guys in the 197-pound weight class in the second round of that round-robin tournament. Steen gets the win over Kennan. Now we'll have a moment before we get our next match ready to go here.
All right, we want to remind you, all our viewers out there, to stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com post-game show, where we will select our player of the game and have a live interview with that player. That's coming up following the game on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Here at Oakland Tech High School, Oakland, California, CIF Oakland State Wrestling Championships, and we've had some really good matches, Sonny. We've seen some excellent matches, some quick ones, some ones that have gone 2 rounds, some have gone the distance, and seen a lot of good stuff so far. All the weight classes, and all the different varieties, and all the different, you got the lower weight classes that are speedier, the larger ones that just try to suffocate you and keep you down on the ground. And we've had a lot of good matches so far. None of them have been boring, or none of them have been too one-sided. They've all been just very evenly matched, like we said earlier. And I've seen some good competition out here.
Absolutely. A lot of these wrestlers, and what a lot of people think when they think of wrestling is, just two big guys kind of throwing each other around, and not a lot of technicalities involved. But when you actually sit down and watch these matches, there's a lot going on every single moment of the match. There's positioning, there's tactics, there's leverage, there's a lot of things. There's more than just pushing somebody on the ground and sitting on top of them.
And the wrong position, the wrong leverage for even a second can throw everything overboard. We saw that, I believe, in the 127-pound match with Chen. And he had such a huge advantage. And then I'm going to try to get his name here real quick. Kid from Skyline just came back, and it was Lira. Lira just came back. It was 8-0, 8-1 or something.
Alfredo Lira coming back to win that match, down by 7 or 8 points, able to get the pin on Chen.
Yeah, and Chen just in such good position all match, but just the one mistake, and that ended up costing him the match. So just how quickly things can turn around in here, and a big point advantage doesn't necessarily mean you'll get the win. It's always up for grabs.
Looks like we're moving on to the third and final round of our round-robin tournament in the 287-pound weight class. It'll be Devontae Keel of Oakland Tech in the purple singlet versus Tavita Lavaca of Castlemont, also in the purple singlet.
Good, no confusion there.
Devontae Keel of Oakland Tech, he'll be in the gold and purple to your left, and on your right in the white and purple is Tavita Lavaca of Castlemont. As expected, a lot of hand fighting to start off this big boy match here. The 287 pounds weight class here.
A little more than the 100-pound anything.
Just a little bit.
But Keel was dangerous in that first match that we saw with him, so we'll see if he can take advantage of Lavaca here. A lot of spinning, a lot of rolling going on right now.
Lavaca tried to get low on Keel, could not do it. Keel turned it around on him, now trying to get the pin. He's on top of Lavaca. Lavaca doing everything he can to stay off his back.
He's not quite out of bounds. If he gets a pin, it's going to be clean and bounds. Keel looks like he's got him.
And there it is. Keel ends that match fairly quickly. Tavante Keel of Oakland Tech defeating Tavita Lavaca of Castlemont in the first round by pin. And even with as short as that match was, a lot of action, very fun to watch, very interesting. And you see the sportsmanship there between the two wrestlers. And Tavante Keel wins this round of that round robin tournament in the 287-pound weight class.
Well, the best thing you like to see with Keel is sportsmanship and the way he goes about wrestling. He's always jogging to the middle or jogging to the coach or making sure he's running, putting in his effort. And you love to see that kind of effort, that kind of sportsmanship, helping the guy out. You love to see that. So, but good win by Keel, too. I mean, quick, decisive. That guy's going to be a beast for a while, Keel. He is quite the wrestler.
And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that wraps up our day of wrestling here from the CIF North Coast Oakland Wrestling Championships. We are waiting to see if there are any more remaining matches. But as it looks right now, that might just be the end of our day.
Oh, we got one right here, though. I think the weight classes might be a little different, but
I believe that's going to do it. That's going to do it for our coverage. Not our coverage, but that's going to do it for the matches here today for the CIF North Coast Oakland Wrestling Championships here from Oakland Tech High School in Oakland, California. Once again, I'm Sonny Beaubright with Josh Eisenman bringing you the action on PlayOnSports.com. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to see if we can come back with one of our wrestlers today and end our coverage here from Oakland, California. So please hang with us as we take a break. You're watching the CIF North Coast Oakland Wrestling Championships on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
And welcome back to Oakland Tech High School here in Oakland, California, where we just witnessed the Oakland City Wrestling Championships. And one of the wrestlers today, I'm here with Devontae Keel of Oakland Tech. Congratulations today. You had a couple of wins.
Yes.
And I want to know, when you're out there on the mats, you know, you were in some bad positions today, but you were able to turn it around. Now, mentally, what are you thinking when you're in a bad position there and you got to turn it around and to get the advantage on the guy you're out there with?
What I'm thinking is I'm in a position that I don't want to be in, so I want to get out of it. So that's the main thing in my mind. If I'm in a position where I'm about to get pinned, I don't want to be in that position. I want to get out.
Right. Are you fighting now? If you're close to the edge of the circles here, are you fighting more to get out of bounds, or are you fighting to reset, or are you actually trying to physically just get on top of the guy rather than try to reset in the middle? What's more advantageous for you?
I want to be on top. Like, if he's going out of bounds, I want to make sure he does stay in so I can get on top. But if I'm in a position where I'm losing, and in a position, like I said, I don't like, I want to get out of there. So if I'm close to out of bounds, I want to get out.
Yeah. All right, well, you had a couple of great wins today. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
And that's going to wrap it up for our post-game interview. I'm Sonny Beaupre here at PlayOnSports.com. Once again, congratulations to Devontae Keel of Oakland Tech High School today, where we had the Oakland City Wrestling Championship. So we'll come back to wrap things up here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Welcome back to PlayOnSports.com, coverage of high school wrestling. Here today we're at the Oakland City Wrestling Championships. I'm Sonny Beaupre here with Josh Eisenman, and we just wrapped up a great day of championship wrestling here in Oakland at Oakland Tech High School, where we saw Skyline High School come out as city champions today. They had a lot of great wrestlers, a lot of great action in general. The greatest thing about Skyline, their youth. We just talked to their head coach, and he told us a lot about their youth of this team and how great they are with how young they are.
Yeah, well, that's what Coach started talking about is, look, we're going to state, and we might not do well state this year. But, look, we got so many freshmen and sophomores. We're going to have so many chances to get back there. They're going to get a taste of it this year, see what it's about, see how hard they have to work. Look at how some other real good wrestlers do it. Take some of those attributes and keep going. They're going to be great for a long time, junior, senior year. And obviously, greatness kind of recruits greatness. You're going to see Skyline. Skyline's going to be good for a while. That's no question about that. We saw how good they were today. A lot of championship matches with two wrestlers being pitted against each other. Skyline deserved it. They did a great job this match.
One of the better wrestlers we saw on the mats today, Jacquiz Steen of Skyline, only a sophomore, won himself a championship today. A lot of good things to look forward to coming out of Skyline in general, but especially Jacquiz Steen.
Yeah, I mean, obviously being only a sophomore, again, it's so much youth. They only had the two seniors on the team. Steen wrestled great. It was just quick, aggressive, all that kind of stuff. And Skyline, like we said, Skyline's going to be good for so long. And the fact that they're this good right now at the freshman and sophomore level, they haven't even necessarily developed into, physically the kind of wrestlers that they have the potential to be. That's going to come in the next couple of years, and they're going to be good, especially, we're looking forward to see what Steen does in the future.
Absolutely. So once again, here from Oakland Tech High School in Oakland, California, where we just witnessed the CIF North Coast Oakland Wrestling Championships. I'm Sonny Beaupre with Josh Eisenman, where Skyline has won the Oakland City Wrestling Championships. Once again, for PlayOnSports.com, I'm Sonny Beaupre and Josh Eisenman, and thank you for tuning in to this coverage of wrestling, high school wrestling, on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.